Welcome back. After 1 week of deliberations, member countries of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank have concluded the 2017 annual meetings in Washington, D.C., with a warning against emerging risks that require the prompt attention of policymakers globally. The meetings took place against the backdrop of an improved global economy, stronger financial markets, and a stable outlook. Our business editor, Bosun Omofaye, who was in Washington for the meetings, now reports.
Phrases like vulnerabilities rising, no room for complacency were few expressions that stands out at these annual meetings of the World Bank and IMF in Washington, D.C., but none stands out like human capital investment.
Knowing what I know now, knowing what we know about human capital, knowing what we know about the importance of investing now, we have no choice but to continue down this path and eventually come up with a ranking.
Now, for delegates from around the world, including developing countries like Nigeria, a lot more tasks have now been placed in their inbox.
The outlook is that we need to invest in people, invest in education, invest in women. Let's make opportunities available for our women. 50% of the population, many of whom are excluded, many of them whom don't have access to bank finance, they don't have access to land titles, and they are the economic drivers of this country. They're the majority of the farmers, majority of the teachers, they're the CFO in every family. So we really need to invest in our women.
Fundamentals that currently we see shows that there is a lot of stability in the FX market and haven't come down from those kind of high levels to the level that we are right now, and the currency we just fluctuating between 359, 360, 365. We think it's a good level compared to where we are coming from.
Now, wrapping up the week-long meetings is the panel on fighting corruption, an issue that resonates around the world.
You know, people in one place are no more corrupt than others, but if the institutions are not there or they're very weak, then the incentive to be corrupt is stronger. So if you have a financial management system that, say, is still cash-based, you open the door for people to manipulate or be able to intrude into the system. If you can introduce more technology, if you can have systems and processes that guide government, if you can make procurement, e-procurement, the more of that you can build institutionally.
I think the bank and other development institutions mentioned by Ngozi are better placed to actually, arrive at the unit right price depending on the project. We are not equipped to do that. But what we are equipped to do, and which we have put together and which we are now beginning to use, is a tool that actually assess the management of a public work, typically large infrastructure project, to identify for the government how they can optimize the use of public finance.
Now that the meetings are over, it is time to walk all the talks that had taken place here. Bosun Omofaye for Channels Television News.
Back home, with the increase in rice cultivation during the 2017 farming season, local rice processors in Ayade and Otupo areas of Benue State have set a target of 10 metric tons daily with the new destoner milling machines. This was made known during a meeting between the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, and the Association of Local Rice Processors in the state. While the state government believes in improving the agricultural value chain through processing to meet the over 4 million metric tons of rice processing deficits, the local processors are seeking the timely completion of the improved prototype rice mills.
Nigeria consumes an estimated 7 million metric tons of parboiled rice, with local processing capacity put at 2.7 million metric tons, while importation is put at a whopping 4.3 million metric tons to meet the country's demand. These statistics, according to the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in 2016, spurred many farmers across the country to cash in on the huge financial opportunities when the price of a 50 kg bag of rice rose to 20,000 naira in December 2016. In Alede Gewa East Local Council of Benue State, rice millers who began operation in 1993 say rice processing is expanding every year. They urge the Benue State government to hasten work on the new Distona rice mill.
We suffered a lot. We were only in one room. We suffered. It is here that some people manage and build their stores. We have about 6 warehouses now before the government brings its own now, building it for us. So the new rice mill now, we welcome it very well, and we know that our market will move very well.
The chairman lists key infrastructure requirements for the growing of the sector, while bulk traders speak on the demand and pricing.
Since we are here, we don't have any lights, no transformer, we don't have water, not enough water. We don't have, even our roads are not well.
With this machine where we get now, local machine, but if they give us the stoner machine, then we can get more customer.
Officials of Benue State Government and IFAD respond to the calls as they visit the new Distona rice mill factory under construction to engage the local processors.
What you can see at Alede rice mill there, we have similar of it in Otukpo, and for Gari we have in Otolobi and Okpadibo local government. The intention is to add value to what they have been doing. We want to see that the small-scale processors of both rice and cassava can have product in the market and compete with other integrated mills and other foreign rice or international rice millers.
With the wide gap of over 4 million metric tons of rice needed to feed Nigerians, government across the country need to encourage the rice value chain program for wealth and job creation in the face of huge unemployment challenges.
Residents of Etsako East, local government area of Edo State, are calling for the intervention of the state and federal government over the flood that is ravaging their communities, which has so far claimed 2 lives. Several properties and farm produce have been destroyed by the flood in at least 5 communities in this local government area, and members of these communities are appealing for shelter and relief materials.
An illegal refuse dump site along the Niger College Road in Upper Sokomba, Ikubaoka local government area of Edo State. The unwholesome environment leads to drainage problems, which have largely contributed to water erosion in this area and some adjoining communities. The impact of erosion is evident, with houses submerged, many abandoned, leaving the people in these affected communities staring at imminent danger.
Even this my house now, if you look at it, this is about 3 steps to climb before, but now my hand is touching the roof. So that we want the government to come and help us to do this road.
According to the older residents, the erosion problems began a little over 20 years ago. In spite of palliatives for the erosion threats, some house owners say the attempt at resistance might not hold out for long.
Even we contributed money every year to maintain the area, but upon all, there's no way. So we the landlords now, we are also begging the government for them to assist us.
The burden of their problems is now overwhelming, with most of the property owners seeking government's intervention.
This place, houses there before, about 3 houses here. They don't spoil, those landlords don't become tenants now. Erosion spoil everywhere. So now up we can't do. I wish here not be up now. We don't still come up for this house.
Flood menace in Nigeria has been an issue of serious debate at the National Assembly. The member representing Ego Ikubaoka Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Ehiozuwa Agwanyima, acclaims the intervention role the legislature has played so far in providing assistance for flood victims.
I think we are taking the bull by the horn. What we can do is to move motion to talk about it and debate it at the floor of the House, which we did, and it was well passed. We reached a very wonderful resolution, making sure that the government, swing into action. That is our duty to do.
The lawmaker attributes the slow intervention in flood crisis to poor funding.
When we go for oversight functions sometimes, we begin to lament when the contractors are also complaining that they have already released just a little token. What can they do with the mega money that is in their, possession? So I think the government needs to do something.
While flooding in Nigeria remains a serious issue that requires the attention of all stakeholders in alleviating its adverse effects, residents will do themselves a whole lot of good by abstaining from environmental disaster-promoting habits.
It is double honor for Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano as the Christian Council of Nigeria honors him as its grand patron, while the Bible Society of Nigeria inducts him and his wife, Ebele Obiano, into the society with the presentation of a special membership certificate for outstanding service. At the All Saints Cathedral Field, Onitsha, where the new executive team of the Christian Council of Nigeria Anambra State chapter is inaugurated, the governor reassures the church and the people of Anambra State of his determination to run the affairs of the state with the fear of God.
When the Bishop of the Niger was speaking, he lamented that CCN members are not in high places. Today, their grand patron is the governor. So from here we begin to march on. We started with a vision for Anambra, that we want Anambra to be first choice investment destination and a hub for economic and commercial activity. And our mission, why we go to work every day, is to create a socially stable, business-friendly environment where indigenous and non-indigenous alike will have opportunity for wealth creation. It is this vision and mission that we crafted in the blueprint. And from that blueprint, we pulled out the 12 enablers and the 4 pillars. Highest on the enabler list was security, and that's the first miracle of God in this administration.
Still ahead on the news at 10, world number 2 Roger Federer beats world number 1 Rafael Nadal to win the Shanghai Masters in China. That's on Sports News. Stay with us.